Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. We're going to dip back in on Doctor Who because there's a new rumor that Doctor Who might get canceled altogether. Yeah, now this is just a rumor. I got to disclaim it because stupid people who watch our videos are like, you said it was a rumor and it didn't happen, therefore you're lying. No, rumor means it may or may not happen, but given the source of the rumor, I have reason to believe that this might be the case. We're going to talk about Doctor Who and just how abysmal the show is right now, how the ratings have dropped, the user reviews have dropped, that Jodie Whittaker is reportedly leaving after the next season, which I think is only 8 episodes or something like that. And look, Doctor Who on Facebook. Holy crap, I have a friend who keeps sending me the info and it's just dropping off in likes. I mean, we're talking daily. Doctor Who, the Doctor Who fan page on Facebook, the official fan page, is dropping off a freaking cliff. Just in the last month, they've lost 9,000 likes. I mean, this is bad. Guys, Doctor Who, I don't think has been in a place quite like this since the reboot. I think you would have to go back to the 1980s to see Doctor Who in such a decimated state. And of course, we know what happened then. They canceled the damn show. And it looks like that might be on the table again. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 173,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. So I'm going to give a hat tip to Bounding into Comics, who got this from Nerdrotic. Gary over at Nerdrotic. Now, this is a rumor that they might actually axe Doctor Who, but you have to realize Gary has some kind of a contact over at the BBC or somebody associated with Doctor Who because he's been correct before. You know, before you go dismissing these wild YouTube rumors, Gary called it months before the Timeless Children that the folks working on Doctor Who, Chris Chibnall and friends, were going to retcon Doctor Who, and they were going to make sure that you knew Doctor Who started out as a female. All you man babies complaining about Doctor Who being a woman. She started out as a little girl, and she's been many, many women, particularly women of color, before the Doctor you know now, so shut up. And it happened. It absolutely happened. So I have reason to believe that this probably has a kernel of truth. Coming from Bounding into Comics, talking about the rumor coming from Gary at Nerdrotic, saying that according to his source, Doctor Who being canceled is on the table. According to my source, it's on the table. I have to think this is true because the BBC is hard up for cash. Of course, we got the whole thing going on now, the debacle going on with the license fee over there. People are canceling the BBC. And Doctor Who is a very expensive show, and it's clearly not bringing it. Right now, the ratings are the worst that they've been since the show's been rebooted, and there's no saving it. And the retcon was probably the kiss of fatal death for Doctor Who. Retconning almost 60 years of history just to get some fist bumps from the 2020, 2021 woke crowd on Twitter. Not a good idea. Gary continued, there's another rumor that goes with that, though. However, he didn't elaborate on what the rumor is. I personally am like, at this point, you would either have to retcon away the Timeless Children completely or reset the show, reboot the show completely, which I don't know if a lot of people want to see that, but, you know, maybe it's been foobarred. Maybe Chris Chibnall has screwed up Doctor Who so badly that the only way to undo the damage is to just press the reset button and start over with a new Doctor number 1. That would be a huge slap in the face to all the previous Doctors in the fandom over the last 60 years. But can they walk back the Timeless Children? I don't know if they can. The rumor from Nerdrotic follows one from British tabloid The Mirror that claimed Doctor Who actor Jodie Whittaker would be quitting the show 3 years after she took on the role. The Mirror's Nicola Methven reported earlier this month Jodie Whittaker is quitting at the end of the next Doctor Who series when she will regenerate into the 14th Time Lord, unless they just end it and then they just leave the door open for a number 14 at a later date. Kind of like Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany's pretty good. I'd go with him. Anyway, the Mirror source claims it's all very hush-hush, but it is known on the set that Jodie is leaving and they're gearing up for a regeneration. The source adds her departure is top secret, is it? But at some point over the coming months, the arrival of the 14th Doctor will need to be filmed. BBC spokesperson did respond to this rumor via Digital Spy. They stated, "We won't be commenting on any speculation around Jodie's future on the show. She's totally quitting." The rumor has been that her agent is telling her to quit because this is damaging her career. She's forever going to be associated with Unlucky 13, the woman who crashed the ratings. She fell to Earth. She took the TARDIS with her. She burned the franchise down. Again, I don't think it's all her fault. I've said before, Chris Chibnall absolutely, as showrunner, helped blow up Doctor Who. He pretty much single-handedly blew up Doctor Who. Back in December, a rumor surfaced from another YouTuber that Whittaker's agent wanted her to quit. I'd be like, get the hell off the show. You've done your 3 seasons. Save your career. This YouTuber revealed Jodie Whittaker's agent has been screaming at Whittaker. She's got to get off the show. She's got to get off the show because Jodie Whittaker's agent's business is looking at the reality, not the fantasy. The reality is Jodie Whittaker is now damaged goods. She's the woman who crashed the TARDIS. The reality is the ratings have been on a nosedive. It's been an incredibly successful show, incredibly successful international juggernaut, which is coming off of one of the most successful periods ever, and now it's gone on to one of its least successful periods ever, and she's the public face of it. Yeah, I would get the hell out. Now, it is interesting. I mean, you look at the Doctor Who merchandise. There was plenty of Doctor Who merchandise through the Tennant era, the Smith era, and even the Capaldi era. And, I'm just thinking offhandedly, taking a look at the UK pavilion in Disney, in Epcot, they always had a lot of Doctor Who merch, and there's barely anything. Like the merchandise is dried up too. When the merchandise dries up, that's when a franchise is in trouble. When you can't even sell the classic stuff anymore because fans have checked out, that their feelings about the show are so negative that they're not even buying the Tom Baker stuff or the David Tennant stuff. There's just a notable lack of buzz around Doctor Who entirely. We've seen even our own videos. We used to do Doctor Who videos and they would get over 100,000 views and nobody really cares. So apathy is worse than hatred. Myself, again, for those of you who are new, I was a huge Doctor Who fan, loved Doctor Who, watched it even when it was painful until I got to Jodie Whittaker's era, Chris Chibnall's era. I watched most of season 11, and I was like, this is the most edutaining thing ever. It was very ham-fisted, very, very boring. And after series 12, where they retcon the entire show and the origin of the Doctor, I said, fuck it, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. I'm completely done with Doctor Who. And that's kind of where I'm at, and I believe a lot of other people are at, too. The only way you can save this show, change the showrunner, change the Doctor, retcon the Timeless Children out of existence somehow. Actually, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, it'd be pretty easy to do, or just say the Master was lying. It's simple, it's over, it's done, and we move on. Or you just hit the giant reset button and start with a new number 1 Doctor. That is also possible. They boldly stated it dipped in popularity under Capaldi for various reasons. I think that's a much longer conversation that fell off a cliff of popularity with Whittaker. Yeah, Capaldi's era was in decline. A lot of people said that they didn't like Bill, they didn't like Clara. I personally freaking loved Peter Capaldi. I just think he didn't get enough good stories to work with. I loved Capaldi. I loved Missy. And I think if they had just teamed those two up together, it would have been, every episode, it would have been gold. But it didn't work out that way. So the agent says that Whittaker's career is being destroyed. Whittaker said she's very upset that her fam, the TARDIS fam, is disbanding. Now, this is interesting. This is coming from Screen Rant, and a lot of these news outlets have been defending Jodie Whittaker and defending Chris Chibnall, white knighting for them for the past couple of years now that it's the fans. The fans are the ones that have a problem. How dare they? I'm like, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, numbers talk. Numbers are the final word, and the ratings are down. It's indisputable. People were losing interest. It's indisputable. Doctor Who is in a tailspin. And now we've got more numbers. We've got numbers from Metacritic. This was just a couple of days ago on Screen Rant. They said all the seasons of Doctor Who, New Who, ranked by Metacritic user score. And on a scale of 1 to 10, season 11 gets a 2.4. And look what they said about it. Audiences overall didn't take to the franchise's new direction, something that's also evident in the ratings handed out to season 12. Season 12 only did a little bit better, 2.8. 2.8. With Whittaker having a whole series under her belt, hopes were high that season 12 will be able to live up to expectations. Didn't happen. The BBC decided to bring popular old villains back into the fray, the Daleks, the Master, the Jadoon, Nanogenes, all returning in a bid to boost ratings. Yet while it was hopeful in its nostalgia, its lowly rating suggests that fans weren't impressed. No, not when you retcon the whole fucking show. When you retcon the whole fucking show and give the middle fingers to the fan, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many Daleks and Cybermen and Jadoon you shove into the damn show. Ultimately, you hate the fandom. You hate the history of the show. You felt the need to rewrite it. I don't give a shit that you brought the Cybermen back. It was absolutely a bait and switch. So yeah, people are pissed. 2.8 out of freaking 10. Now look at the jump. We go from 2.4, most boring season of Doctor Who ever, to 2.8, most aggravating, anger-inducing season of Doctor Who ever, to season 10, gets a 7. So that's quite a jump, isn't it? 2.8 to 7. 7 out of 10 is nothing to be sniffed at. It's still one of the worst rated seasons. No, these two were terrible. Then we get to season 8, gets a 7.1. Season 9 gets a 7.9. Season 7 gets an 8. Season 6 gets an 8.2. Season 2 gets 8.3. Season 5 gets 8.4. Loved season 5. One of my favorite seasons. Definitely. I love season 5. Season 1 gets an 8.5. Season 1 over season 5. Season 3 gets an 8.6. Season 4 gets a 9. I agree with that. That is number 1. Season 4 is probably of New Who, I would say, my favorite. I would say season 4 and 5 are my two favorite seasons. What a drop off, though, from season 10 at 7, which is nothing to sneeze at, to freaking abysmal 2.8, 2.4. Everybody is catching on that Doctor Who is a shit show. You can't deny it anymore. And yeah, would the BBC consider pulling the plug? Why would you throw good money after bad? This show is incredibly expensive. And if it's not generating any kind of return in merchandise or fan goodwill or anything, pull the fucking plug. I just say pull the plug, come back in a few years when you come up with a plan that involves totally new people that have respect for the franchise, and you can maybe try again. Or we can just pull the plug and just, we've got almost 60 years of Doctor Who. We can always go back and watch the old episodes. We really don't need any more new Doctor Who, especially if you're going to assassinate the franchise. So, just my opinion on it. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.